So life isn't always a straight line. I mean, there's a maze right in front of us and our target's to figure out our way out. It only makes sense to me that we don't go in alone. So this is me stretching out my hand to you. So we figure out this thing called life together while we look up to God regardless. You are now listening to the Chidera podcast. Hello. Welcome back to the Chidera podcast, which we're also calling the TCO podcasts. It's another Friday, so it's another TCO podcast drop day, and I am more than happy, elated, excited to be here with you guys. I'm your faithful host, Chidera Onoha, aka Stargirl Chi, aka TCO, and I'm back with another episode. If you're new here, hi, my name is Chidera and this is the Chidera Onoha podcast. We spread love and light in every possible way through the ends of the earth. We're just always spreading love and light, My mission is to bring light to the ends of the earth, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically what we do on this podcast. I pick topics or things or lessons learned from my beautiful life and share how I've been able to illuminate light or spread light in those areas, and I do believe we're connected, so I know that if I go through it, you're also going through it too. So welcome to this safe space. On Fridays, we actually do bi-weekly, we drop every other Friday. I do this thing where I have a solo episode at the first Friday, and at the last Friday I have a guest, and those episodes usually also go on YouTube. Like there's a video podcast for that. That's the structure so far. So welcome. True is, this episode is, I feel like in all my seasons, okay, I've only had one season 2, but there's always that point, in the season where I just want to tell you, I just want to be honest with you, I just want to be vulnerable with you, I just want to tell you that life is not the easiest, I just want to tell you that, life is not the easiest, basically, and this is one of those episodes, when I'm vocal about being stuck, I'm vocal about happenings in my life, I'm vocal about, my down times in this podcasting journey. So I know we did something like of this sort in season 1, where I did the whole clickbait quitting podcasting thing, and then I tilted it to why you should not quit and stuff like that. So today, like you've already seen the title, I just want to talk about trust in the process, and why we should all trust the process and what the process actually is. Yeah, so we were meant to have a guest today, but you guys, it's just been really, really hard getting guests lately. It wasn't this way in season 1. I felt like season 1 was... In season 1, I was even running my podcast weekly, and I had guests weekly. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if adulting is getting real for me, but it's not even about me. It's just so hard getting guests this period of time. And I'm doing my very possible best to work on quality, because I'm someone that scripts, how I want episodes to go. Not really my solo episodes, but like my guests, I script with the guests and stuff like that. And I know how I want it to go, So I'm trying to work on people I've reached out to for topics I have in mind, and it's just been a lot. Everybody is going through one thing or the other, and everybody has a lot going on in their lives. So that's why I don't have a guest. That's why this is a solo episode. And I genuinely think I've made a decision to stick to because I feel like it's tampering a lot of my consistency this season. I had a friend tell me that, why he preferred season 1 was because there was more structure to it. Not like he prefers it in terms of content, but in terms of structure. So he knows that, Chidera is definitely going to drop a podcast episode today. And God helps me, I didn't fail once to not drop a podcast episode when I was meant to. But now it's like I'm leaving so much gaps because I'm waiting on a guest, because I've said it's the structure I want for season 2. And I had a realization in me on Wednesday this week that I can't keep putting my podcast on hold. I'm just going to make do with what I have, I'm just going to. So you guys, I don't know where you guys you're going to see a guest next, but you're going to be getting consistent episode by the grace of God. So now let's get into the topic for today. You guys, so I've been having this feeling of feeling stuck in podcasting for some reason. I don't know if it's me giving into comparison again, but I've just found myself feeling stuck, and not knowing what to do. I feel like there's so much more I can do in my podcast. I feel like there's so much more my podcast is meant to grow into. And I've been beating myself up about how, we are not... we're not there yet, and everything, and there's still so much to do. Thoughts like, are you sure you shouldn't just stop this? Are you sure you shouldn't just, leave this for people who get that thing that tells me that is the funniest thing in my head. So I have some voices. It's not any for you guys to be scared. I'm sure you have voices in your head, but I have the kind of thing where you're like in school. Sorry, we're watching cartoon where there's like a mini devil standing on one side and there's an angel that's God's on one side. It literally happens to me. I hear this is saying this, but I know that's not the voice of God. Do you get? I'm sorry, but so that voice always sure you not gonna leave this thing for people where get harm. Do you understand? And I know that's not what God is telling me. So I had to, come to terms with trusting the process. I've seen things grow. I've seen the process of one being a child, crawling. At least I have a baby brother, and all my other siblings, my two other siblings, I was still small when they were growing up, but I was about 9 years old. My baby brother was growing up, so I know, I can remember the phases. So I've seen when a child is born. I've seen when he went from crawling to when he went to walking. I've seen when, he started going to school. I've seen when he started reading for the first time. I've seen when he finally started writing and we're all laughing, happy in our household. I've seen things grow. Now I've seen him grown into a 16-year-old boy that he actually is right now. And I just feel like that is how trusting the process is. It would be so weird if he went from crawling to playing a PSP before walking or something. Even when I know that boy did it, but still, it would be so weird if he had skipped some of the processes, if that makes sense. I've seen the process of a butterfly emerging. I've seen it goes from a caterpillar into the pulp, I think that's what it's called, and then into a butterfly. I've just seen things grow, and I've seen that things happen in phases and things happen in stages. That's one thing I try to tell myself. I'm learning to trust the process of my life. I'm learning to trust the process of my podcasting journey. I'm learning to trust God. I'm learning to trust God because I know God. I just know God makes everything beautiful when it's meant to be beautiful. So I'm just learning to trust my process in this podcasting thing. My journey is different from Fikemi's journey. My journey is different from Ebon's journey. My journey is different from Pelumi's journey. My journey is quite unique. My journey is my journey, and I'm learning to stay on the road. Stay on the road. Stay faithful in what I'm called to do. Stay faithful in what I am doing. Stay faithful in my crafts. I'm learning not to chicken out because, I feel like things are hard. I feel like maybe I should I'm learning not to give in to those voices in my head. And I'm saying this to also talk to you. I don't know what it is that you might be doing, but I'm going to be sharing 3 ways in which you can trust the process, or 3 steps in trusting, or just 3 things that can help you while trusting the process. It may be through school. Probably you're still in school trying to figure out this degree and it feels like you're still here. It could be you're learning something. It could be anything you're trying to become. Trusting the process is is like in the journey of becoming, and you're like, you want to become something, you just need to trust the process before you become the butterfly. You have to trust the process before you start running. You have to trust the process before you emerge into who you really want to be. So I'm sharing tips that helps you while trusting the process. So tips that help you in trusting the process today. So here's 3 of them in no particular order. And the first one is to remember who and why. Remember who and why. Simply just saying, like I always say, like I think I'm being so Christian about it, So I just want to, how will I put it? Remember who and why. So when things feel slow, remember who wrote your story. Remember that you are not a mistake. Remember that the same God that made this world made you. I don't know, there's just some kind of calming thing it gives to your soul when you remember whose and why. So I'm basically saying whose first. Let me not say, I believe like everybody has a part to play in the grand scheme of things. And I know you're a content creator and you're still failing. I know you're an architect and you're still failing. I know you're in tech and you're still failing. But who wrote your story? Like, why on earth? Even if I know sometimes there's this thing that makes you feel like, are you really on the right path? But like whatever it may be, who wrote your story? Even if you're still going to, transition or divert into where you're meant to be, there's this confidence it gives you that regardless of what might be happening because you're from God, because God wrote your story, everything is going to unravel beautifully. You're going to unravel beautifully. The fear suddenly just dies down because you remember that you did not make yourself, you did not create yourself. Like you did not say, I want to come into this world. Somebody made you. And on the long run, there's a grand scheme of like, there's something greater, there's something bigger, if that makes any sense. So just remember who. I don't know if I put it the right way. Just remember that you are God's project. That's a better one. So the first step is remember that you are God's project. Remember that whatever it may be, however you may turn out, you are God's project. And because he made you here, now him do you are on your own. No, God said he wants to make you. That won't concern him. He was going to make everything better. So if you're in a season of waiting, if you're in a season of stillness, if you're in a season that feels like nothing is moving, like you feel like there's nothing moving in your life, like everything is just blank, everything is just there, I understand you like 100%. Like, gosh, I don't even want to start talking about this life. I feel like this life is just a lot. We pray for things, God gives us things, and then we're still like, now what? If that makes any sense. Like if you're in a season where you feel like nothing is moving, remember that you are God's project. And because you are God's project, you're not done. He's not done writing your story. He's not done building. He's not done with the movie, if that makes any sense. Trust the process of your life. Trust the process. Just trust the process. Just know that you are God's process, and then you trust it. The second step, I believe, is that could really help you is living in the present and journaling through seasons. Like, despite when you feel like nothing is moving, there's a lot of things happening, like now in my life. So let me use myself, like, for explaining every tip. First, I'm going to trust that I am God's project. And me deciding to start podcasting is not because, I know I like it. But I like it because God put those gifts in me. God gave me the ability to want to communicate, the ability to want to talk, share my ideas to the world. Like, not everybody has that grace. So because I know, like, God put it inside me. Do you know, since I was born, I've been pasting things on the wall in my secondary school. Chidera's motivational quotes for the week. Like, it's just in me to spread love and light. It's just in me to do. Do you understand? It's just in me to create content. It's just in me to... When I was in school, I was in the press club, I was reading news, like all those things, God put it in me. Do you understand? And when I started getting closer to God, because, when I was growing up, I just knew God because my mom told me that if I needed something, I should pray. I've said this before. So I now started knowing God for myself. And those things in me even grew more if that makes any sense. So to be very honest, it's not like God in your mic appeared to me and said, start the podcast, or God spoke to me. It's just something that I knew felt right, and I know that God is happy with me doing, if that makes any sense. So that's how I'm going to know when I feel stuck, and when I am trusting the process. I'm going to know that I am God's project, and I pray to God time to time about how I feel, and there's just this calm and reassuring feeling. So I know that I'm God's project, and everything is going to make sense, Everything is just going to unfold eventually. Whatever it may be, just know you're God's project. Just see yourself as, when you see yourself as God's project, it just makes you calm. It makes you just be like, that's true. No, like, it just gives you this peace, if that makes any sense. Then the second one I would say is living in the present and actually journaling your way or documenting your way. I don't want to say so much about journaling, so if you not be like, but just living in the present, like now. What is it for you now? What is it for you now? I know you're not where you want to be, but now what is it for you? What is this season of your life teaching you? Let's say is you're trying to learn to be a good chef, and before you get into culinary school, you've not got into culinary school, they keep rejecting you. What can you do now? Now. What is it for you now? Like, I feel like when we focus on the now, you're able to build something to look forward, something to look back at in the future. Because if you spend all your life wanting to be better, like, what happens now? Oh my God, Choma, you want to open a bakery for your business. You want to open a walk-in store for your business, but you're still gathering funds or something, you're still waiting on God. What are you doing now? Like, now is really important because it gives your future self something to look back to. Let's say for me, I want to, have brands. I want to, have a big podcast, have big guests on my podcast, but like, I haven't made that structure in place yet. But now what am I doing? I'm consistently putting out episodes. People that are listening to me, there's people like, gosh, even if I have, let's say my audience is 70, you get on a normal, let's say I have 70 people always listening to me, and for some very funny reason, this episode speaks to 3 people. I am doing so much in my now because I have helped somebody going through a lot. Do you understand? Your now is really important. While trusting the process, waiting for that big thing, or feeling stuck. Now, what are you doing? I've spoken about going to culinary school. Okay, you're learning tech or you're learning a skill. It's not plain. Okay, let me speak to my little cousin. You want to get into school. I don't want to say his name, but he knows himself. I hope he listens to this episode. You want to get into school. You're tired of how your life is right now. Now, what are you doing? What are you doing now? What can you do now for yourself? You're learning a skill. You're just trying to get better at this skill. You're trying to build something for yourself. So when eventually, the big thing you want comes, you can know that, I had a story. So being present, what you can do now while waiting for that big thing is so important. First of all, realizing that you're God's project. Whatever it might be, you want to get into school, you want to be something more, you want to bring financial freedom to your family, your family members are waiting on you for so much. Just remember, and it feels like you're nowhere there, but you're going to get there. Trust that you're God's project first. And secondly, you must do something for yourself now. It could, even if it's as little as, that job, you're doing something now, and that makes all the difference. Thirdly, affirm. Speak positivity over your life. Speak good things over your life. Like, speak the best things over your life. I'm somebody that struggles so much with negative thinking. Like, I think I've even been delivered by God. When I was younger, not really younger, like, I think it was when I was in uni. I had a really rough time in uni with my course and everything. That time I was trying to still exercise my gifts, so I was in a lot of extracurricular activities. But when it started affecting school, I had to focus on school. So I know everything I went through in school. It's as if my mind was my biggest weapon. I had to learn now to speak beautiful things over myself. I had to learn that there's no growth in talking down on yourself. I know you may not see the light now. I know it feels like the tunnel is still far away. I know it feels like you don't know when you're going to leave this, but please learn to speak life over your life. You could create affirmations for yourself if that helps you. You could pray over yourself. You could pray over yourself daily. You could just tell God, let me see you. Let me see myself the way you see me. Like, pray greatly over your life. Like, speak. Your words are so powerful, and prayer is much more powerful because prayer is a bunch of words you're constantly saying. What are you speaking over yourself? I'm going to listen to this episode again. Speak over your life. Speak life over your life. I saw this post. I don't know if you guys, there's one content creator on Instagram. She made a post and then she was just hyping herself, saying she's loved, she's beautiful, she's favored. That's what she tells herself every morning. And it just shifted something in me. Speak life over yourself. You could create a card of affirmations. Speak life over yourself. Speak good things over yourself. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are loved. You are favored. Speak life over your life. Chidera Onoha is favored. The Chidera Onoha podcast is favored. The Chidera Onoha podcast is God's project. The Chidera Onoha podcast is highly favored. The Chidera Onoha podcast has visibility. The Chidera Onoha podcast has numbers. The Chidera Onoha podcast is a global podcast. The Chidera Onoha is a global voice. The Chidera Onoha is a great woman. The Chidera Onoha is God's woman. The Chidera Onoha is a favored woman. The Chidera Onoha is everything beautiful. The Chidera Onoha is a shining star. Speak great things over your life. Don't say I don't do anything for you. So this is what I am learning. This is what I am learning. And these three things, born out of my reflection is what I'm doing now. I'm seeing my podcast as God's big project because everyone has what they are doing, what they want to, what they are trusting the process for. But I'm trusting the process for in my podcasting journey. And I know that the Chidera Onoha is God's project. Number one, and because it's God's project, I never say God doesn't make bad projects. God is the best artist in this world. And when the project finally set, you see, you guys are going to see. Number one, number two, I'm going to do what I can now. I'm going to keep showing up consistently by the special grace of God in the little, even if it's as I know, like my podcast is not the big scale. I'm not like maybe Tolu Afilaka. I'm not like I'm not done. It's not like the biggest. But it's getting there, I'm going to be faithful in little till the big comes. And I'm going to stay faithful in spreading love and light in this wicked world. Spreading God's light in this wicked world as much as possible. That's the second one. And the third one is I'm going to speak positive things over my life. I'm going to keep speaking great things. Even when my mind lies to me that I'm stuck, I'm going to say, no, I am not stuck. I'm going to say, no, I am loved. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha is a global podcast. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha is a global voice. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha podcast is the best podcast. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha podcast is the greatest podcast. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha podcast is the podcast for great things to come from. I'm going to say the Chidera Onoha is God's shining star. I'm going to keep speaking great things over my life, and you too should, in every possible way. So yeah, that's my episode for today. I hope it blessed you. I would really love if you give me feedback. I love your prayers. I love your words of encouragement. I also love you to share stuff with me. You could go to my podcast Instagram. That's the Chidera Onoha Pod. I'm going to reply you. You could text me. So you can send me a mail on my mail. It's always in the description. That's chidera@gmail.com. Or if you have my number, let's just. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see you the other Friday. You know how we do, So yeah, this podcast, I feel so refreshed after this episode. I feel very refreshed. Like, I'm not even joking. I feel very refreshed. And I pray and hope you too do. So, bye guys.